Hi! Today we aren't doing any rubber stamping. I know! Instead, I'm going to show you how to make quick handmade thank you cards by decorating them with the thank you and lovely flowers dies. Our handmade thank you cards decorated with dies will be especially quick to make because we're going to use the Scalloped Edge note cards and envelopes. I'm Shelly Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 18 years I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. And be sure to stick around to the end to see the same card in the other 3 colors. Here's a closer view of the thank you and lovely flowers dies. And what started all was I wanted to use the new Scalloped note cards and envelopes for my August thank you card. So we have it in balmy blue, light pink, old olive, and terracotta tile. And I really liked how we had this edge of white showing underneath. And so my original plan was to do the thank you in a dark color. And in this case, I wanted to use Blueberry Bushel, and I started there, and I didn't love it. And so I thought, I want to pull from the white here. So instead, we're going to do the big thank you die that will really fill up our note card in Whisper White. So before we die cut it, look, this is going to make it even quicker using the SNAIL adhesive sheets. So we'll peel this off. The one with the writing, that's the backing for all that's sticky. And this will make a self-adhesive die cut. So after we put it through, we'll just peel off the backing and we won't have to mess with adhesive. Isn't that fantastic? So let me grab my die cutting machine. I've got my Big Shot die cutting machine, so now what we need to do is build up the thickness to be able to die cut through the thin metal die. So we'll start with the Big Shot platform. We need the thin die adapter, and if your die cutting machine is large enough for this, I recommend the Precision base plate. This doesn't come with a purchase of a Big Shot, but I highly recommend it for intricate dies. So that writing side goes down, so black side up, there we go. And then we have our cardstock with the SNAIL adhesive sheets on the back. And you know, Stampin' Up! Used to carry those and I fell in love with them, and they're not carrying them now. So I'll have a link under the video where you can find those on Amazon. And then we need our big thank you die, this cutting edge. Well, it's easy to tell because right, it's backwards. That goes down. So it should look the right way. You should be able to read thank you. And I cut this large enough for 2. Okay, so we've got that on there. And then, okay, while we're doing it, let's move this over. I have some Blueberry Bushel. I did end up using it. And with this flower die from the lovely flower dies. All right, so we'll put that. We'll just do them both at the same time. So what we want to do is place our cutting pad on top. Place it, not slide it so it doesn't scoot on us. All right, it's warped, but it'll work. And then crank it through. And this puts down 3,000 pounds of pressure so you can cut through it. And it'll even easily cut through the SNAIL adhesive sheets on the back. Whenever I do a thin metal die, I like to reverse and go through, but look how it cut through that like butter. And with this, absolutely too. So we've got our die cutting done, and you may be wondering, why didn't I use the SNAIL adhesive sheets on the back of the flowers? I'll show you in just a moment. So what we're going to do is use the paper piercing tip to our take your pick tool and just push this out. Very simple, because that cut through it like butter. There we go. So we got, oh, one little one right here. All these little poke out holes, and one more. There we go. Look at how that just comes out. Okay, so let's put that aside, and this will come out of the die easily, but we will use these poke out holes because it gets rather thin in some areas, so we want to be careful. So let's hit these poke out holes. Oh, I found another one. Oh, 2 actually. Okay. And they may have come off when I peeled off the backing for the adhesive sheet, but that's okay. It's out of the way now. All right. So let's get this going, and we can always go back and poke some more. You just want to be gentle. See how thin this is right here? if I pulled hard, yeah, about right there, instead of using the poke out hole, I could tear it. I don't want that to happen. I bet you don't either. Okay. It's coming out. And if I had hit every poke out hole before we even started, pretty much would have fallen out. There we go. Fantastic. So we've got our thank you. Isn't that pretty? And sometimes you get a little pieces that cling, a little sliver. So we'll get that out of the way so that'll look nice. And these, oh my goodness, these come out so easily. Talk about poke out holes. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And it came out of here real easily too. Okay, so why I didn't put it on the back of our flowers is because, in here, we're going to use the Balmy Blue Night. Isn't that white pretty against here with that? Because now we'll peel this off, so we need to get it going. And we've got a good sized piece of something to hang on to. There we go. And I'm going to put this cattywampus. I'll show you one where I went straight, trying to decide which I liked better. My husband said they were both pretty. It didn't matter. So I had to make an executive decision, because you know. All right. So we'll put this a little bit cattywampus. And press it down. So I liked how the white was picking up the white edge of the card. And so, like I said, to be able to do this and peel that off to hang on to this little thing, and then the other two are even smaller. So instead, what I decided to do is, a mini glue dot was too large for the smaller ones, and I just didn't feel like messing around with making it smaller with my paper piercing tool. So instead, I decided to use my multi-purpose liquid glue, and just go ahead and put it on here. And then let it air dry. When it gets air dry, it becomes translucent, and then the glue isn't squirting out all over, but you still have a good hold. I already have some done, so we didn't have to wait. The waiting time is not terribly long. I can't tell you how many minutes, not terribly long, but longer than I wanted to wait for this video. So here we go. We have 4 already done, and you can see how it's sticking to me, but it did dry clear. All right, so I had this on there, and then I wanted to put these flowers on, so I started peppering them around. Grandma said you always do things in odd numbers, so we have 1 over here, because this die had 4. I thought, well, this will work out just fine, because we have 1 over here, then a grouping of 3 over here. Ha ha ha. That worked out really well. All right, so then I was thinking, boy, I wish I had just a hint of color down here. So I did a strip of the same as our flowers. And again, I decided to use, the first time I used my SNAIL adhesive, really like my SNAIL adhesive, here it is, SNAIL, meaning super neat, affordable inline adhesive. But then I had adhesive above where my strip is. And I'll have a link to my blog post with all my measurements. So instead I got this out, and I was able to follow the scallops. So I know I'd have a good hold too, because they're going to be lifting up that entire edge, so you want a good hold. So again, I let this air dry and then put this on. But we're going to go ahead right now and pretend it's air dry. Okay. And well, we'll see if it squirts out like I was telling you. So it's just easier not to. Now, I wanted that white to show. I really wanted the white, but I just wanted a hint of this. So to the edge, there we go, and see, and it looks nice inside too. What else I like about the liquid glue, I can scoot this down. Look at that. I have the ability to scoot that down, and I think it makes it look finished inside too, don't you? So now we have the white, the little hint, and then our finishing touch. Are you ready for this? Because I was liking it, but I thought, no, we need a little something. Instead of using rhinestones, I wanted to stay with my color palette I had going on here. We've got white and our balmy blue and blueberry bushel. I thought, oh, perfect. I've got the white chalk marker. Look at this. Boom, boom. Aha. That little touch was the finishing touch for our quick handmade thank you cards using the dies. So let me show you the card in all of the colors with their envelopes. So first we have, again, the balmy blue, and aren't the scallop envelopes pretty? Look at that. So white inside, so everything's coordinating. And then with the light pink, and for this, my contrasting color, I use Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Lovely. And then we have Old Olive, and I thought, well, we're going to stay because everything else was in tones. And so I used Always Artichoke, and I think that, not Always Artichoke, my goodness, Mossy Meadow. Always Artichoke, that's retired. And then for our last one, the Terracotta Tile. And so, you know, with the warmth of it, I use soft suede cardstock. Hey, talking about Terracotta Tile, this is one of the 2019-2021 in colors. And I have some good news about Purple Posy, the classic Stampin' pad. Stampin' Up! Announced that they've been able to get that ink stabilized, and so it's a go. So we don't have a date of when the Purple Posy pad will be available. We'll learn more in September and get a date for you hopefully by then. But the good news is we will have a Purple Posy classic Stampin' pad to go with all the other Purple Posy accessories. And so there you go. Seriously, right? Quick handmade greeting cards, because boy, between the dies and the scallop note cards and envelopes, quick, 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 and oh, so lovely. If you'd like to make my quick handmade thank you cards decorated with dies, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And when you place your August 2019 Stampin' Up! Order of $25 or more in products with me, I'm going to send you one of my quick handmade thank you cards. So get on over now to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.